Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Chris with BNFX with your New York Open analysis for the 17th of March. It's 4:21 a.m. here, but this is the time that I trade. Market's been open for about an hour now, equity market. Um, today we wanted to let the dust settle with the Bank of England rate announcement. So some headlines, just to kind of come down and show you my market portrait today. I'll start with the US dollar here. So, the Fed was a little bit hawkish, pricing signals, of larger rate hikes at one of the next two meetings. So that's expected now. And, yields surged yesterday and the curve flattened. Now, you would ask, why do I have the dollar bearish? The Chinese government has shown that they're willing to support the economy through COVID, and they're going to be accommodative, and that's really pro-risk. So what I looked at yesterday from the US turn to the Asia turn was a real pro-risk environment. So that tells me that fundamental news supersedes what was announced with the Fed rate hikes there. So, it tells me that what happened yesterday was largely anticipated with the dollar. So, there is a hierarchy to these headlines, and that's where the trick is trying to interpret what the markets are prioritizing. Yeah. So once again, the dollar, in my view, is a little bit bearish, even though there was a little bit more of a hawkish stance with the Fed. It wasn't substantial, and you've got pro-risk with the geopolitical situation, negotiations coming into play, and that could definitely weigh on pro-risk as well. So keep in mind there's some bigger things going on out there than central bank rate announcements, which are largely anticipated already. The UK, for Bank of England, we just had the rate announcement earlier here. There was a 25 basis point hike, which was largely anticipated, but the interpretation of the rate announcement was dovish, with the Bank of England showing accommodative policy with some dissent in terms of rate hikes with mixed votes. So the market had priced in a 40% chance of a 50% basis point hike, and that's gonna send the pound down quite a bit. How far down? Once again, why I have it light green here is those two headlines that I mentioned earlier. Even though that this is definitely sending it down for the session, how long will it keep it down with the geopolitical situation kind of coming to an end? What that'll do is that'll give the Bank of England more confidence to hike rates here to curb inflation. Okay, so headline negative, but it's going to be a real temporary negative for the pound, in my opinion. Canadian dollar, was slightly bullish, but not in comparison to some of the other commodity currencies like the Australian dollar and the Canadian dollar. Crude prices rose after IEA supply shortfall warning. Gold was also gaining, which propped up the Australian dollar. Australian dollar positive just with the unemployment rate dropping to 4%. Also gold up, and then that news from China that I mentioned yesterday. The one reason why I have the Kiwi a little bit more positive than the Australian dollar was with the RBA minutes. They were a little bit more hesitant to raise prices. So the Kiwi, the RBNZ, have shown a little bit more firmness in hiking rates. Yen, inflation is going to remain short of the 2% target for quite some time, as the governor mentioned. Japanese machine orders fall for the first time in 5 months, so their economy is not doing so well. Why do I have them slightly positive? That China effect as well. That's gonna raise all of Asia right there. So once again, I'd be looking for some dollar shorts right now, and slightly less Canadian dollar shorts. So we have one trade going on right now that we announced. So right now it's the Kiwi Canadian dollar. We got in early in Asia here, and right now it's kind of ranging a little bit here. It's having a tough time breaking this top, but I anticipate it to, break it pretty soon. It keeps testing it. It's tested it once, twice, 3 times already. So this level is going to fall in my view. We'll see what happens, but I'm targeting a 3-to-1 reward to risk on this one. So we'll keep you tuned on that one. Other than that, I'm going to take a look and see if we can find any other trades today, and we'll see if we can make some money. All right. If you have any questions, hit me up in the room, and you guys all have a great rest of your day. Mahalo.